Donald Trump said we ain't getting no food stamp next month. Now listen. I made a promise to the man above that I wasn't gonna do no more stealing. So regardless of whatever the Donald Trump got going on over there in that office, I can't go and loot. So when y'all take y'all ass out there and loot in them stores, can y'all please loot for me?
My sister, you gotta stop right now.
Promise that she made to the man above. Cause I know if I ain't got no faith in him, he gonna feel like that I don't believe he is.
Sister, if we know anything like we know about the government, something's gonna happen. They gonna make a way. They have to. There's too many people that's gonna take to the streets and take to these grocery stores if they do not send out these checks or these EBT funds. There's no way that's not gonna happen.
And he has the last say, so he gonna feel like I don't believe that, and I truly believe that. So when y'all go in the store, can y'all just give me a pack of noodles and a case of water?
You probably want some Gatorade or something like that. Like, oh my goodness, you're gonna be dehydrated and then bloated.
Or something like that, you feel me? And I ain't even watched the news, so I don't really know how true it is or not. And I'm not going to go looking for it because they say if you go looking for something, you gonna go find it. I don't want to go find out about us not getting no.
Man, I don't know what to say about certain people. It's like, yo, you can go look and verify the information, or you can just sit up here and talk about foolishness and nonsense. So we know what option you chose.
But once again, that goes back to me saying I'm not worried about it because I'm God's child and I know he gonna take care of me and mine. He gonna make sure we straight. So whatever Donald Trump got going on, hey, I'm gonna let him do it. But when God get over there to that White House, and twist his mother fingers back for over here playing with his mother, I ain't gonna say nothing.
I thought that was sound effects that she added to the video. She got a kid in the car. Oh my goodness, man. Get off the camera and go feed your child. You hung about some noodles and some water. Make your child in the back a healthy meal. Make them some hamburger helper. Make them some steamed mixed vegetables with some cornbread, some collard greens.
Say nothing. See, really got us up, and I don't want nobody getting down in my comments talking about some just go get a job and get you something to eat, baby. Look, I just told y'all, regardless of food stamps or not, me and Kingston, we're gonna eat good. I don't give if I gotta make me some noodles and hamburger meat. We're gonna eat. But
she still keep on talking about noodles. Like, oh, Mom. I'm not gonna lie, I got a pantry full of the noodles too. But hey, since I started this diet, those ain't gonna be touched unless the skin of my ribs is touching against the back of my navel or something.
For the month of November, and
my guy looked like he hurt himself shaving.
Least. At most, who knows to when? Because of the government shutdown. Y'all about to get robbed. Am I saying that happily? No. Because I know exactly what I mean. Mind you, a lot of white people are on food stamps. So if you thought
of course. Look at him. He about to give us some of that insider secret.
The welfare queen. You're about to be surprised. I used to live
Appalachia or Appalachian. Oh my goodness. Maybe he's going to teach us the right way how to say it.
Appalachian, Ohio. Y'all are about to get robbed. And the thing
oh my goodness.
I'm not happy about it because I know exactly what this means. They're taking away food stamps from people, and a lot of people are going to commit crime because of it. And then they're going to go to jail where they're going to lose their 13th Amendment. And also, they're going to be made into laborers, into people who have to work for little to no money in prison.
All right. So if anything that 2020 has showed us is they can't arrest everybody. Now, I'm not saying, go do anything reckless or whatever. Unless, I'm not going to say what the stipulations are and the conditions are, but, people can put one and two together. They can't arrest everybody. I'm going to say that as well.
The prison industrial complex, I can see the form of my eyes, I'm not so raven. Yeah, it's about to get really ugly in this country. And it's all by design. You think they didn't know this is going to happen? You think that they didn't want this to happen? You think that this wasn't this is according to the plan? And people who are like, well, I'm not on food stamps, so it didn't hurt me. And you might not be saying that, but you may be thinking it.
Yeah, you already know what time it is. You finna be a walking lick, a target.
You're about to see it. Promise. You don't know how many people are on food stamps because it floats the economy, floats society. And now that you're going to start seeing how many people are going hungry for a whole month at least, you're going to start seeing it. Promise you that.
Heed this man's warnings. He hurt himself shaving. If he can do that to himself, think about what people like him can do to the economy because of no free food or no food in general.
Donald Munchman J. Trump. I'm going to tell you just like this. What do you mean? I ain't getting that goddamn food stamp.
Honey boo boo child, stop it. Stop it, child. Stop it.
Goddamn November. Because I'm getting my goddamn. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers. We at mother Walmart with my steel toes on and my mother helmet and a bitch trying to.
Is that her son's football helmet? I ain't gonna lie, man. Seems like she ready.
Not me from walking up the store with my groceries. Baby, I'm 250 tall, baby.
250. The size of a sumo wrestler.
You want to see a human mother, baby? Because I got a few
She's the joke.
with my month groceries that I get every goddamn month. I ain't bothering no goddamn bother, okay? Why the fuck y'all bothering me and my goddamn food? I'm just so tired of getting
Don't get between Honey Boo Boo Child and her food now.
big fat bald head, cradle cap having ass, shaped like a walrus looking ass. I'm sick of him.
Ooh, she good.
It's gonna be an episode of goddamn Snap if y'all turn them goddamn Snap benefits off. I can tell you that.
The fire, the passion in her voice. If the economy was stable and people could work, people would point fingers at this lady and be like, yeah, maybe you just need to stop being lazy. But now that we got all these people getting ghost jobs, getting scammed, we all out here need some food. So, hey, I mean, any other time, y'all would have had the okay to point fingers and be like, go get a job, stop being lazy. But now we can look back at the economy, look in Indeed and be like, what jobs?
All it's going to take is just 1 month for people not getting their food stamps. And watch what happens in those grocery stores. Those fruit prices is going to drop. They're not going to throw that stuff in the trash.
The fruit prices drop, those fruit will be getting copped.
Yeah, guys, not when they can at least make something off of it. I think the grocery stores are going to suffer just as much as the people who are not getting their SNAP benefits for the month of November. Thanks for watching.
Have y'all noticed that everyone's talking about the food stamp cuts for November? But here's something you might not have considered. Yeah, it's going to be tough for a lot of people, but what people aren't thinking about is how much this is going to affect the grocery stores. You see, most people get their food stamps around the first of the month, right?
Yeah, we know that they get their benefits on the first of the month. Okay, continue.
Some might get them a few days later, but most stores across the U.S. are counting on those billions of dollars in food stamps coming in. They prep for it, fresh produce, meats, everything looking all good because they know it's going to sell fast. But
Yes.
if people don't get their benefits in November, do you know how bad that's going to hurt the grocery stores? All that food, like turkeys and fresh meat, is going to sit there and spoil. The stores are going to have to mark down prices.
You know what? November is the month of Thanksgiving. Wow, this is one of those checkmate moves right here. So the government shuts down, crypto crashes. Somebody with insider information walked away with like 8 million in short sales. So very, very interesting.
But only people with cash will be able to buy it. This isn't just bad for the people who depend on food stamps, it's going to hit the whole supply chain. Meat producers, farmers, butchers, vegetable growers, they all rely on those sales too. If people can't buy, the whole economy feels it. So yeah, Thanksgiving might be rough for some families, but the bigger issue is how this could mess up the whole food industry. Grocery stores are going to suffer just as much as the people who can't get their benefits.
Y'all better start stockpiling canned food. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, starting first, SNAP benefits will not.
This man has a calm, soothing voice. He sounds like a cartoon character or something like that. I can't put my name on it, but hey, listen to what he has to say.
Be able to be used because of the government shutdown. And the reasoning is because the Department of Agriculture said that there will not be enough money for funding that 42 million Americans rely on. So when Thanksgiving rolls around and you're wondering how you're going to provide a family dinner, just know that they're still getting paid. And who am I talking about? The people that are still getting paid, controlling all of this. Now, I'm not saying everybody deserves benefits because there are a bunch of people that are receiving these benefits that could get off their
20 hours a week. You mean 40 hours a week. With 20 hours a week, what are you buying? Bubblegum? I mean, some people aren't hardcore like, other people where they do 80-something hours a week, 90-something hours, 100 hours a week. But, I think 40 is a good number. 50 even better. 60 and up. Ooh, that's love right there. But you know what? Like I just said earlier, what jobs? And let me guess, you're going to say Walmart is hiring. Church's Chicken is hiring. What can a person that has children, not even with children, but a person that's alone, single, what can they do with $12 an hour? Please answer that, Nostradamus.
because that was one of the requirements. You have to work 80 hours a month. And I know to some of y'all, because y'all don't work, that's a lot of time, which is just an excuse for you to say that you're lazy. So if you haven't seen this, go look it up. If you have seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comments.
I have some news for you guys. They're taking away food.
This guy's so animated.
of the government shutdown. But in case you forgot, we're almost 3 weeks in. Basically, the whole reason for funding issues, etc. And because they can't agree on money, they just decided to stop spending it. And apparently, some of that money that they were using was going towards SNAP benefits, EBT cards, food stamps.
Almost 3 weeks. Think about that. Almost 3 weeks. If you think about it, it takes 5 weeks to equal a month. Will the government be shut down for that long? I wonder.
Now it's starting to affect us badly, and it's going to start November 1st. Y'all, that's in almost 2 weeks from now. And Thanksgiving, a holiday where people need food the most, and that's when
You don't need food the most. You just been conditioned. Your mind has been bombarded with all the Hallmark movies, Hallmark cars of you needing this surplus of food when it's just an ordinary day. Think about it. If the EBT, food stamps, SNAP benefits, all that good stuff is cut, everybody's just going to have to sit in their own little corner with a spoon, some Vienna sausages or some tuna, and just live, just survive the day. Surely if they cut off the SNAP benefits in November, y'all might get it in December, maybe. If not, we finna really enter a prison planet.
they still have not come to an agreement. And the longer that the government is shut down, the worse it's going to get for us. If you guys think this is bad, just wait, because it's only going to get worse from here.
So they just announced that if the government continues to be shut down, people will not get their food stamps in November. Millions of children, disabled, elderly, people who just happen to be laid off because this economy is trash and Trump's tariffs are ruining everything. And
Yeah, I can agree with what she's saying somewhat. But at the same time, like, some people are on it. They're lazy. Okay, cool. But everything she just said so far, I wholly, completely back up. Hey, sometimes you fall and you lose your way. Well, this economy right now is really hard to get back on your feet, especially if you're trying to do something and swing real hard. So
small businesses are going under and they can't keep their employees, so people are losing their jobs. Those people will not be getting food in November. And Republicans are trying to blame Democrats by saying, oh, well, Democrats keep voting to keep the government shut down. No, Democrats are voting so millions of people don't have to pay higher premiums. They're voting to reverse the Medicaid cuts that Republicans put in place. That's what they're voting for, because Republicans rather help their corporate buddies in healthcare by trying to get everybody to pay higher premiums instead of provide affordable healthcare to millions of people across the country, which is their job.
I mean, if you know anything about the history of this country, anytime you mention anything about universal or for all citizens, and it has to do with the quote unquote majority thinking that they're going to have to give their hard earned money to people that don't look like them, that they consider the minority, that they consider inferior. Yeah, you can best believe we're not going to get those type of perks, those type of programs like, say, in Sweden or any of those other homogenized places where all the people look the same and they call each other brother and sister and they have free health care and free to low-cost education. Yeah, that's not happening. Not in this country.
That's why the government is shut down, and they're willing to make millions of people starve to get it done. So if the government continues to be shut down, nobody's getting food stamps in November. A Trump supporter near you.
Yeah, it's not even the whole supporter thing or whatever. It's just the whole system altogether. Back in the olden days, there would have been a revolution, it would have been riots, all that. I just don't think we have it in us to do that. We've seen South Korea do something. Hell, we see Morocco doing something right now with their youth, rioting and stuff like that. Here, I think the stomachs need to be growling a little bit longer for some kind of magnificent change to happen. But for something to even like that even go that far, the government really, really must not have to care. Because part of me is thinking they're going to open it back up. But another part of me is like, if they don't open it up, they already have the National Guard in Memphis and Chicago. These are supposedly the quote unquote hardcore gangster, thug-licious places. So if they keep their boots on the thugs, then the thugs can't riot and get food or whatever. I guess that means they're going to have total conquest and all of America will fold. The gangsters won't be out there to get food. Okay.
They took my food stamps. My kids not going to be able to eat. That's what one lady said sitting inside of a car crying. Another mother was kicking and screaming, saying my kids are not going to be able to eat. Have you heard all the talk about
It shouldn't be like that.
food stamps possibly being cut in November due to the government shutdown? There's a chance SNAP benefits might not get loaded for millions of families during the month of November. And yes, this hits the month of Thanksgiving. Here's a quick plan B if your food stamps don't load in November. Step 1, call local food pantries early to see if they have food available. Step 2, reach out to churches, see if they have any resources available. Reach out early. Don't wait until shelves are empty.
I hear what she's saying. I like what happens to the prepper? Like, what's wrong with everybody now storing up for the harsh winter to come? Why is it that we are trying to incentivize people, motivate people to be the borrower? They knocking on someone else's door, asking for oil in their lantern when we all have the opportunity to get oil for our lanterns and stock up for when night cometh and no man can see. So going to your church, going to your community center, going to the pantries, that sounds good when it's only a handful of people, but when you got a whole city, a whole block doing that, we're going to be back to square one. That is no good at all.
So while we wait on the shutdown to end, let's build community support.
Check on your neighbors sounds good, but depending on what kind of community you in, I think you may not want your neighbors to know anything you have going on whatsoever. So with all this going on, what are you all's thoughts, comments, and or opinions on this? Is anyone prepared? Is anyone going to be left out here with hat in hand to do a little dance and hope that someone has compassion and pity on them? We'll find out.